The battlefield was a graveyard of metal and smoke. Flames licked the horizon where once an armored column had stood proud. General Harris lowered his binoculars, his throat dry. "That's it," he whispered. "We've lost them all." A deafening silence followed. Around him, officers exchanged hollow glances. The radio was dead, all frequencies drowned in static. The A-10 squadron that was supposed to cover their retreat had vanished from radar. He exhaled slowly. All hope is gone. But then, through the haze and the crackle of burning debris, something stirred. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who it's listening. 2 hours earlier, Captain Riley Stone had been flying low over the desert,
her
A-10 Warthog cutting through smoke and chaos. The mission was simple. Hold the enemy long enough for the convoy to escape. Simple until the sky erupted. A missile tore through her left wing. The jet screamed, alarms shrieking in her ears. Flames crawled up the fuselage. The blast threw her against the harness, but her hands never left the stick. "Mayday! Mayday! This is Viper 2-1, she shouted. "I'm hit. Controls failing, then static." They thought she was gone. The crash threw her into a world of dust and pain. Metal groaned, the earth shuddered, and then there was nothing, only the slow hiss of fire eating through wreckage. Riley blinked through the smoke, coughing, dazed. Every instinct screamed, "Get out!" Her canopy was jammed. Her left arm throbbed, slick with blood. She slammed her fist against the glass, again and again, until it cracked. The world spun, black, then red, then gold, as she dragged herself free and rolled into the dirt. Her jet was a burning skeleton behind her. For a moment, she lay still. The desert wind brushed her face, warm as breath. Then she heard them voices, distant, growing louder, enemy troops. She wasn't safe, not yet. Back at command, General Harris was pacing. "We've lost our air cover," he said. "Evac the wounded and pull back what's left." A young lieutenant shook his head. "Sir, Captain Stone's transponder just pinged, faint but alive." Harris froze. "Alive?" The lieutenant nodded, eyes wide. "Yes, sir. It's weak, coming from the wreck zone." Harris turned toward the smoke-stained horizon, the same place he'd declared lost. "Patch me through to her frequency," he said. Static hissed. Then a voice, weak but clear. "This is Stone. I'm not done yet." She defound her way back to the wreck, the Warthog's nose half buried in sand. The fire had eaten through the rear fuselage, but the Gaway cannon, that monstrous 7-barrel heart of the beast, was still intact. She smiled faintly through the blood. "Let's see if you've got one last fight in you." It was madness. She had no coms, no wingman, no chance. But she had fuel lines, hydraulics she could patch, and sheer stubbornness. With trembling hands she worked. Hours passed. The sun fell lower, painting the wreck in red light. Sparks spat from the broken panels as she rewired controls using fragments of cable. Every breath hurt, but she kept moving, because the convoy wasn't safe yet, because hope wasn't gone, not while she still breathed. Night fell. The enemy tanks rolled forward, their engines a low, rumbling growl in the dark. Harris and his troops watched helplessly from the ridge, and then a roar. At first they thought it was thunder, but it wasn't. Out of the firestorm, something moved, crawling, dragging, smoking. The A-10 Warthog, broken but alive, rolling out of the inferno like a ghost of vengeance. One wing gone, armor scorched, landing gear twisted, yet somehow moving. The radio crackled. "General," came the voice, hoarse and electric. "Permission to rejoin the fight." Harris's throat tightened. "Permission granted, Captain." "Show them what hope looks like." The enemy didn't know what hit them. The Warthog's cannon erupted, a guttural thunder that split the night. The ground trembled as streaks of fire carved through enemy lines, tearing open tanks, scattering troops. It wasn't precision. It wasn't clean. But it was fury, righteous and raw. Soldiers on the ridge began to cheer, disbelief turning into awe. "It's her! It's Captain Stone!" someone shouted. And for a moment, everyone forgot the fear. They forgot the losses. Because one woman, in one half-dead machine, had turned despair into defiance. When the sun rose, the battlefield was silent again. The last of the enemy retreating, smoke curling into the dawn. The Warthog sat half-buried in sand, motionless now. Harris arrived in a jeep, stepping into the wreck's shadow. "Stone?" he called softly. The canopy opened. Riley blinked up at him, exhausted but alive. "Next time, sir," she rasped. "Don't declare hope gone so early." The general laughed, the kind of laugh that comes after tears. "Duly noted, Captain." Around them soldiers began to clap, slow at first, then louder until the desert echoed with it. That night, when the stars rose over the quiet field, General Harris wrote one line in his report. "When hope seems gone, it's just waiting for someone stubborn enough to call it back, because hope doesn't die in the fire, it crawls out of it." Tell me in the comments, what would you have done if you were Captain Stone? Would you have given up, or fought until your last breath? If stories like this remind you that courage never quits, subscribe to Cinematic Whispers, where every story rises from the ashes to remind us what we're capable of.